All right, let's get right into it. If you're thinking about selling your home, I know your to-do list is probably a mile long. But today, we're going to focus on one thing that can absolutely change the entire game for you: home staging. And you're about to see that it's got way less to do with fancy pillows and a lot more to do with smart, powerful marketing. I mean, let's be real, selling a home is a huge deal. It can be stressful, it's full of unknowns, and there's a lot on the line. And that means you've got questions, a lot of them. And this is the big one, right? This is the question that keeps you scrolling through listings at midnight. You see your neighbor put a sign in their yard and poof, it's sold in a week. Meanwhile, another house down the street just sits there. So what is the secret sauce? What makes the difference? And here's the thing. In a really competitive market, that pressure is turned up to 11. When buyers have tons of options, you can't afford to just blend in. You have to be the one they can't stop thinking about after a long day of open houses. Okay, and this brings us right to the heart of it all. We need to basically hit the reset button on how we think about getting a home ready to sell. So when I say home staging, your mind probably goes to, brand new furniture, perfectly placed flower arrangements, a house that looks like it's straight out of a magazine. And look, that can definitely be part of it. But that's just the surface. That's not its real job. The real purpose of staging is marketing, pure and simple. And this quote from home stager Lou Corcoran just hits the nail on the head. It's the art of creating a story for your property. It's not about your taste in couches. It's about crafting a narrative that a buyer can walk into and instantly see themselves in. You're selling a lifestyle, not just four walls and a roof. So if staging is really just marketing, what are we actually selling? Well, we're marketing a feeling. We're marketing a potential future. We are marketing an emotional connection. And that's the whole ballgame. You want a buyer to walk in or even just scroll through the pictures online and for their brain to just click and go, oh, I can see it. I can see us having breakfast right there. I can see my armchair in that corner. You're not just selling them a house, you're helping them picture their own future. And you've got to make that connection fast. I mean, think about it. Online, you have literal seconds to grab someone before they swipe on to the next listing. That first impression, it's not just important, it's pretty much the only thing that matters. Okay, that all sounds great, but how do we actually pull this off? Let's get practical. Let's open up the playbook and break it down into a clear step-by-step process. It really boils down to 4 fundamental steps. And trust me, the order here is so important. It starts way before any photos are taken and goes all the way down to those tiny little details that build a buyer's confidence. First things first, get an expert in there early. A professional stager can do a walkthrough and give you a custom game plan for your space. This makes sure that those all-important online photos are absolutely killer. Think of it as your secret weapon. Next up, it's time to create a blank canvas. When you take down the family photos and quirky art, you're not erasing your memories. You're just making space for buyers to imagine making their own. The goal here is warm and inviting, but neutral. Just a few key pieces to highlight the home's features, not your stuff. And here's a pro move. Highlighting your home's best features isn't just about what you show people, it's about how you show it. The right lighting can totally change the vibe of a room, making it feel bigger, cozier, and just more alive. It can spotlight a beautiful fireplace or a great view. And finally, this is where you build trust. Sure, a squeaky floorboard or a leaky faucet might seem like no big deal to you, but to a potential buyer, it can be a little red flag that hints at bigger problems. Fixing these small things sends a really powerful message. This home has been loved and well cared for, and that builds the confidence they need to make a move. So, you do all this work, you follow the playbook. What's the payoff? What's the actual result? Let's talk about the return on this investment. This really puts everything into perspective, doesn't it? On the left, you've got all those classic seller nightmares, the stress, the waiting, the indecisive buyers. And on the right, you can see how staging is the direct solution to every single one of those problems. It turns waiting into selling fast. It turns lowball offers into top dollar. And these aren't just feelings, the results are totally measurable. Properly staged homes get more eyeballs on them, which means more showings. They sell faster, which means way less stress for you. And this is the big one. They very often sell for more money, maximizing your final profit. And that right there is what I want you to walk away with.
Please stop thinking of staging as just another cost. It's not an expense. It's the single best investment you can make to unlock the full financial potential that's already locked inside your property.
Look, every single home has a story to tell. By being strategic, by thinking like a marketer, you get to make sure that the story your home tells is one a buyer absolutely falls in love with. So the only question left is, what story are you going to tell?